From open mics to trivia nights, films and plays to festivals and concerts, events don't just happen on their own. Behind the scenes, someone is organizing everything, and that someone is the producer. But what exactly is a producer? What do they do? How do they do it? And can anyone be one? I'm Veronica Diamond, a writer, comedian, and sometimes independent producer. I love talking shop with other creators and hearing their advice, insights, and war stories. If you've ever wondered how shows get made, this is the show for you. Welcome to The Means of Producing. Today's episode features Tyler Hale and Josh Menchions of Last Minute Comedy, an open mic show at the Peter Easton in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. I dropped down to the Peter E to talk to them about colorful characters, show promotion, and hear some of their favorite stories. Thanks so much to Tyler and Josh for their time, and I hope you enjoy this episode. And let's begin. First of all, thank you so much for doing this interview. I really appreciate it. So let's get started with, can you introduce yourself? Who are you?
My name is Tyler Hale. I'm enough years old, and I'm from St. John's, Newfoundland, and I run a weekly open mic with Josh Menchions called Last Minute Comedy every Wednesday at Peter E.
Okay, well, my second question was going to be, what's the name of your show, and what kind of show is it? I guess we'll just go with, what kind of show is it?
Well, it's an open mic show, but usually someone will message us on Facebook Messenger, myself or Josh. We make a post in the comedians group. So it is an open mic in that sense. You can't just come in and sign up, but we do have a lineup every single week. We pre-make, and we have a different headliner coming in every single week as well. Wednesday night at 8 p.m. at Peter Easton.
How long have you been doing the show, and how did you get started?
It's been like 2.5 years, yeah? Yeah, it's been 2.5 years. We got started because Andrew Kay, shout out to him, legend, he actually was running this show for a couple months before he essentially gave Josh the keys. And then he asked me if I want to share the keys with him. I'm like, I'm down to share some keys with you. And then we kept this mic going. And the first year was like a little brutal on getting people to come in consistently. Like a lot of comedians, we'd have like 3 comics on a show, then 1 audience member. But now, since we've been at it for 2.5 years, we consistently have a full lineup. Like we're getting 8-10 names a week, new headliner, and we're starting to get a reoccurring crowd finally, which is pretty nice.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's actually going pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's neat. Do you have a favorite show memory?
Yes. Shout out to Paul Warford. That was one of the most amazing roasts I've ever seen in my life. I'm not going to get into it, but he roasted a lot of people in the audience, and seeing their faces was so funny, and he is an absolute legend. Highly recommend him, and to be honest, he's my favorite local comic from St. John's, Newfoundland. He's like one of the people, every time he goes on stage, I actually got the biggest smile on my face, and he's making me die. He's a funny-ass dude. That's
the roast of Ali Duff, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I was there. I was there that night.
I loved that. Paul was so in the pocket. He was so self-aware. I just thought it was a really good performance just from being a professional.
Yeah, no, he's been doing it a very long time. He's been doing it longer than I have.
Yeah, I heard. I mean, one of the guys at when I was talking to at a restaurant, he said he saw Paul Warford like performing back in like 2010 in like one of the bars down here, and I was like, 2010, what a vet.
Yeah, no, he's an OG on the scene. Shout out, Paul. What do you consider unique about your show?
This Peter Easton bar, if you ever heard of it, it is a pretty unique place. But I think what makes our show different is that we're one of the only shows, honestly, in St. John's, Newfoundland, that do weekly comics. We don't have a comedy club. Hopefully that will change soon. There's another open mic that goes down on Thursdays called Fogged Up Comedy at Aaron's Pub. They're probably, I feel like we're a happy second place out here for open micing.
They're the oldest open mic,
yeah.
You're coming up. What's the hardest part of producing this show, in your opinion?
The beginning was harder. There was a lot more problems in the beginning. Compared to now, it's a lot more smooth. Like, getting names was really hard in the beginning. Like, we put a post in the public Facebook group or the private one asking for names. We get like 2 or 3. And on a show, you normally want to have at least 6 or 7 in a headliner. and we were struggling to get headliners too. But now, when we post a name, for a name call to come do our mic, we're getting like 9, 10 names a week, and we're getting like headliners from all over the country coming in too. So, I mean, it gets easier when you start running a show. The first year is brutal. It really is. But if you can get past that, like I promise you, great things will happen.
That's sick. That goes into my next question, which is, were you given any advice when you started out, and what advice would you give to somebody who's interested in starting their own shows?
All right. Well, I was in Calgary last summer, and I can't remember the gentleman's name. Sorry about that. But I believe he was the open mic runner for Modern Love, and they're the longest running open mic in all of North America. They do Monday night shows, so if he's doing it for 30 years straight, you guys can do it too. He hasn't missed a show. He's been doing it for 30 years. And I was kind of talking shop about him, and he said, well, you'll notice in like the years you'll start developing new audiences and reoccurring audiences. So one week you'll have these people, and then they'll come back 2 months later. So longevity, you start building new audiences, and before you know it, you'll have a pretty consistent crowd, and the word of mouth is what really helps. That and paying for social media posts.
Yeah, absolutely. Advertising is important. Do you have any plans for the future of the show?
Not overly. I mean, we're really excited to where we are right now. Like just being able to get names and being able to get headliners. We started being able to pay the comics very little, but I mean, it's better than zero. And we do pride ourselves because we understand that, when you're starting off as a comic, it's hard to get paid. And we get that too. So we try to give back to the community in any way we can. We host workshops too. And the hour-long hang before the show is probably like the best part about comedy.
That's sick. I'm glad. Okay, well, I'm going to call it on that. Thank you so much for your interview. And I'm going to bring up Josh now,
All right, it was my pleasure.
The second producer of this show. Thanks so much, Tyler.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
No, I appreciate yours. Thanks. All right. Again, thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview. Can you introduce yourselves? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name is Josh Menchions. I've been a comedian for about 6 years. And I absolutely love it.
Awesome. So we got Tyler to talk about this before. I'll get you two. What's the name of your show? And what kind of show is it?
The name of the show is Last Minute Comedy. It's an open mic show that we do every week. And every now and then we have a special event. We might do a roast battle, or we might try something different. And every third Wednesday is Ladies' Night, where I step down as host and our friend Susan Kelsey host.
Yeah.
Always a good time.
Yeah, I've been there before. It's a fun time. How long have you been producing your own shows, and how did you get started?
Producing my own shows probably for about 3 or 4 years. This particular show, Last Minute Comedy, I've been doing it for about 2.5. And I got started I found a post online for people who haven't done comedy before. It was the first time I did show, run by Chris Dunn. Shout out Chris Dunn, he's the man. And I tried it out. I said, you know what? Fuck it. Let's give it a try. I never done it before. Didn't think anything was going to come out of it. I did it. I destroyed. I did really good, and I loved it. I'm like, yep, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, and you were just at Halifax Comedy Festival, right?
Yes, I came back 2 days ago.
How did that go?
Oh, it was awesome. I was a bit overwhelming, but like in a good way. Like, I made a lot of contacts. I did really good set. I met a couple of celebrities. I met Simon Zunder, which was awesome. DJ Dimmers, Trevor Morris, a whole bunch of them. And like, they're very nice people, very good crowd. And love to be able to do something like that, similar here eventually.
You want to do like a comedy festival here?
Yeah, well, I run a not-for-profit called Stand Up Comedy NL. And Tyler is my vice chair. And our long-term goal is to have a comedy festival here in Newfoundland.
That's amazing. That's a great goal. There was a couple of comedy festivals here, the Braxton Comedy Festival, and there was another one called the Screeched-In Comedy Festival, I think. But those were many, many years ago. I would love to have a stand-up comedy festival here, so I'm rooting for you.
Thank you. And a lot of work, the Braxton comedy, I believe, were done by Mike Hammond.
Yes, Mike Hammond.
Yeah, and he did it all on his own.
Yep.
What a legend.
Yep.
So I'm definitely going to be contacting him, and hopefully working with him when we are ready to do our own festival.
Yeah, Hammond is, he knows a lot, and he's very generous with his information as well, so
Great
definitely hit
man.
him up
Yep.
for info. What do you consider unique about your show, about Last Minute Comedy?
Unique. What's unique? Well, the characters we get in the audience are pretty unique.
You have characters at this show sometimes?
Yeah, I even got a couple of jokes out of them. I got this one guy that will be forever known as Canoe Guy. I got off stage one time and I seen him eyeing me from across the room. And he eventually came over and I was expecting him to say, "Hey man, good job. I'd really like your set." Because I'm a comedian and I crave that kind of attention. But no, he looked at me and he said, "Hey man, do you ride canoes?" Right, which is a really weird thing to say about to a stranger, right? So I got a whole joke about that. We got a regular named Arlene. She is
I've met her.
the kindest, she's a bit of a heckler, but in a good way, if that makes sense. Like, she doesn't mean it to be, like, loud and obnoxious. But, like, if you ask her to leave, she'll leave with no trouble.
Yeah.
She might come back later.
Yeah, this is the show to practice if you want to get know how to deal with hecklers.
Exactly, yes. It died down a bit over the couple of years, but we still get Arlene and a couple other people every now and then.
Yeah. I mean, they're allowed to be here. They're regulars. They were here before we were.
Exactly, yes.
Do you have a favorite show memory?
Yes. Really, when you asked Tyler that question, I would really looking forward to answering it. My favorite show memory is the tattoo show. So I
I was
hosted.
there.
You were there. It was a good fucking show. I'm assuming I'm allowed to swear, right? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I already did it already, so like, fuck. Shit.
A stand-up comedy like podcast without swearing. What is this?
Not only that, we're Newfoundlanders. It's in
Exactly.
our blood.
Like it's
Correct.
treasonous to tell somebody not to swear.
Exactly. So I put on a show where I got a tattoo while I was hosting the show.
Yeah. Why did you get the tattoo? I know, but just for the sake of the podcast.
Yeah, I know. I got a Last Minute Comedy logo, tramp stamp. And I was lying down the whole time with one mic in my hand, just hosting away while I get my body mangled. It didn't get affected, so it was really good. I think they were the biggest crowd we ever got. It was packed. There were no chairs left. Some people had to stand. And now I don't know how I'm gonna top it.
Yeah.
That was pretty big, and that was pretty special. And it's a show I'm never gonna forget.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's one of the most unique things I've ever seen in stand-up comedy ever, and certainly in this city. But I think ever, like, that's a wild thing that you did. I can't believe that we watched you host a show and do jokes and bits, and also you were on your belly getting your back tattooed.
Next time I'll get a face tattoo.
Oh,
No, not
with
really.
a little briefcase, maybe.
Maybe a neck tattoo.
Maybe a neck tattoo. Yeah. In your opinion about getting shows started, getting shows together, what's the hardest part of producing, in your opinion?
The hardest part, well, I'm going to reflect a lot on what Tyler said earlier. The hardest part is getting started, just getting people to come out not only to be on stage, but to be in the audience. That is the hardest part. But you gotta learn, and you gotta push through it, and you gotta overcome that, and do all the marketing and all that, and eventually, it will sustain itself. And that's it. Just keep going. Just push through.
Yeah. You do a lot of branding for Last Minute Comedy. Like, you got the sign, you're wearing your hat. I know that you've got, like, a special logo for the microphone. Was that always a part of your show development, or is that something you picked up later that you were like, oh, we need to brand, we need to, like, market it better?
It's something I picked up later. It was never, like... starting off, it wasn't even in my mind. But I thought I would try to think of different ways to market, different ways to make the show look better. And, the sign is one of them. I got permission from the owner to put up the sign, so as soon as he gave me that, I ordered the sign, and, kind of expensive, but worth it. I got my friend to make these hats that I'm wearing right now. Shout out to Vicky Morgan, love her, she's awesome. She made these hats, and people can buy them, or they can get them for free by performing 5 times on Last Minute Comedy.
Okay, sick.
Yeah, I saw about 4 or 5 times, and they got the hat, and then I never seen them again. It's that good of a hat.
Have I been up here 5 times? I might not have been. I don't go out as much as I used to, but...
Maybe. Oh, fuck it, I'll give you a hat.
What advice do you have to somebody who is getting started? I know that you said that, like, pushing through and, like, being dedicated and that, but, like, do you have any other additional advice?
Yeah, I kind of jumped ahead with that one, didn't I? No, basically, just, like, yeah, keep going. Don't give up. Comedy is a grind. It's a big grind, and then you do it long enough, and then eventually you will be known. Your show will, the word will get out there. You will create something beautiful and memorable. You just gotta not give up, and don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole. Yeah, I mean that's good life advice generally.
Yeah, don't be an asshole. That's a good way to end it, I think.
But assholes are so funny sometimes. I'll be just a little bit of an asshole. Just enough to be funny.
Okay.
To add flavor. And do you have any plans for the show? For the future of the show?
For the future of the show, yeah. I actually talked about this with Tyler recently. We kind of want to open up the show a little bit to make it, for lack of a better term, a learning show. Like, we had another comedian that came to learn about the sound system.
Oh, shit. Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah, learn about how that works. And he was also interested in hosting. So we're going to let him guest host for some time. And I think it's really important to have a show out there that allowed people to do that, to develop those skills, to be able to grow the community more in that way. So going forward, that's what I would like to do with the show. Like, open it up more for people, and even pay them for the work. Like, if they're gonna work on the sound, or if they're gonna host, we're gonna pay you. Don't worry, we're not gonna tip you. But we're very fortunate to be able to be paid by the bar to do this. It started off a little bit of money, and then the owner, God love him, shout out to Chris Coates. He's seen that we were grinding and we were doing better and better, and without even saying anything, he raised our payment like 3 or 4 times.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, shout out to the Peter E. Like, that's incredible. It's great anytime a venue is, like, really supportive of art in general, but stand up that's sick. Awesome.
Exactly. Yeah. So shout out to Chris Coates. He's the man.
Yeah. When and where can people see your show?
Every Wednesday at Peter Eats Pub. It's called Last Minute Comedy, and Ladies Night every third Wednesday.
You can follow you on all the socials, Facebook, Instagram. What else? Just that?
Just Facebook and Instagram for the show. I'm on TikTok, but no one wants to be on TikTok. I don't even want to be on TikTok.
Yeah. I've never used TikTok.
Yeah, I'm on there once because I post a video of myself every Friday. And I'm literally only on TikTok once a week to put up my video, and that's it.
Yeah.
Fuck TikTok.
Yeah, I'm getting off social media, except for this. Stay on social media so you can get news about this show and Last Minute Comedy and all the other great shows that exist in St. John's. Thank you so much, Josh, for being on my podcast. Thank you, Tyler, as well, for the time. I'll get this cut together within a month at some point. But thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. Let me know when it's out. I'd love to watch it.
Okay.
A month is a lot quicker because I've been told with the Halifax Comedy Festival, they'll be on TV in a year.
Yeah.
So I can wait a month.
Okay. Well, it's not as good a quality as the Halifax Comedy Festival.
No, I'm sure it'll be just as good.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.